Naki and Carl.
What's up, Naki?
What's up, Carl?
You lip syncing the intro.
Yeah,
You ready to go?
ready.
All right. Let's see. Today, we got a bunch of little things to talk about, and that usually means we don't finish them all because we're worried about not having enough content, and then we talk too much about each of the things we bring up. So we're going to try to get through the agenda today. As always, it's going to be our check-ins, talk about our craziness of our week, and then we are going to talk a little bit about Samoa and the new leadership they have there.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little MMA, a little sports.
Crazy
Some Pacific
amazing.
Islanders fought over these last 2 days. And we may talk a little bit about our Giants in the toughest division in baseball. For a while there, they had the best record in baseball. They're one game off the pace at this point. So we may talk about that. And I'm sure Naki's got some madness to go. So that's our show today. Naki, what's up?
Good morning. Good morning to our Maury, who's actually tuned in from the Bay Area
morning,
this
Maury.
morning. We gotta.
I can't keep up with her.
And
She
she's
moves too
everywhere.
fast around.
Too fast.
I don't know whether she's on the East Coast, in D.C., in Federal Way, or in the Bay.
I know. So she's in the Bay. I have proof. Good morning, Maury. So this week, tons and tons of stuff. I was so crazy busy. I got my good eyelashes on this morning.
We're so busy we couldn't remember all the things we did.
I know. I was
up
like,
to-
I got nothing.
Right
I
up to
got
the
nothing.
intro. We're
I
like,
know.
oh yeah, we forgot about this.
I know. I got vaccinated. My first vaccination shot on Tuesday. Me and Mena went to go get.
So first means there's another. It's not the
there
Johnson
is
& Johnson.
No Johnson & Johnson, not for me. And so I went Tuesday to go get vaccinated, and me and Mena were a little nervous, and we took pictures and stuff. And so we took a picture because I was going to share it. Well, I did share it on social media, on Instagram, that I got vaccinated, and just to encourage people, our PI people, to get vaccinated. And I watched this video. Well, anyway, let me talk. Focus.
You had to go in there.
Yeah, we went to go get vaccinated Tuesday morning, and we were both nervous. I don't know why. I think because of the hype and everybody's talking about it, and then just because we were just nervous. So we go, and there's a little line, and we stand in line, and we're talking to each other, just, hey, it won't be that bad. And I hyped it up so bad.
A little line like a half an hour, a little line like 2 hours.
No, I think about 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
15 minutes.
Truly,
because
not
but
much of a line.
last month, when I went to a doctor's appointment, because it's in the same building, the line was out the door. And so I was like, ooh, we better go early, which we did. We went like 15 minutes early. And then we got in line. We were nervous talking to each other about getting the vaccination, just because the unknown. And then we get in there and we sit down. I wore my Free West Papua T-shirt.
I saw that.
I
saw
know.
that.
I love that T-shirt though. And so when I sat down, and they ask you these questions, do you have, headache? Do you have temperature? Do you have all the normal COVID questions that we're used to when we enter a building or work or whatever? And so I didn't have all that. It was that easy. And we scheduled our appointment online. So again, easy. And we sat down, and she literally was talking to me. She's like, okay, afterwards you might have a soreness, pop. And then that was, I was like, that's it? That's all? Oh, and the shot didn't even hurt. She gave me the shot on my left shoulder. And so it was good. I was happy. I was like, oh.
Was that easy for same thing for Mena? It wasn't
Same
like
thing for
a real
Mena.
painful shot. It was
No,
okay?
it wasn't even painful at all.
Awesome.
And then we go to another room, and we wait for 15 minutes, just so they wait to see if you have a reaction right away. And everybody's seats were like 6 feet apart. And after our 15 minutes, we just left. My arm was sore, so we kept like exercising, stretching our arms and moving them. And then for a couple of days, my arm was sore. And so, but by touch, Other than that,
No big deal.
No big deal.
So for the vaccine hesitancy people out there that are
Right.
thinking this shot's going to hurt,
Right.
it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt.
Right,
No,
that's cool.
it was awesome. It felt, I mean, I was nervous for nothing. And I think I was nervous because we actually do work for COVID-19.
Right.
And so hearing everybody that's nervous about it, but still we have doctors that we talk to normally that are on COVID Talk that tell us how safe it is and that it is not a cure. It is just it's to protect you from getting serious symptoms so that you don't die.
You know what I'm laughing about, right?
The video.
The video you
I
sent
sent
me.
Carl this video about this guy he said the reason it was
It's like a TikTok.
TikTok video of him telling you he's an emergency doctor, why you should get vaccinated. And it was pretty funny. So I will send that to you. You ask me for the video, I will send that video to you. So good morning.
It's funny to listen to him because he's basically saying things that make sense.
Right.
Is it 100%? Well, no, and neither is birth control, and neither is a seatbelt.
Right.
But you still
use
them,
it,
right?
right,
It's still
yeah.
better to use them.
Yes. So he made really common sense
Right.
that we all know. We just
With some colorful Nike style words in there.
Yeah. He was like, get vaccinated to, protect yourself and to protect yourself, protecting others, etc. So it's a really good video. Good morning, Sister Adele is on. Happy Sunday. She's checking in on Facebook. So me and Mena got vaccinated. How about the video of the magnet?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, ask for that after that. I'll send it to you. I was going to post that video of that emergency nurse or doctor or somebody talking about the vaccine, but I thought it was just a little bit too much. But it cracked me up. I watched it like 50 times.
It's too much for Naki.
No, it's not too much for
Too
me.
much for everybody else.
It's too much for everybody else, so it was perfect for me. And I posted it in the stories. So there you go. So that was Tuesday. We got vaccinated. And then my brother Pete got vaccinated because then he sends me a message saying, hey, I got vaccinated today. And I was like, awesome. So did I. So, we're slowly sharing, getting vaccinated. And it really wasn't that bad. It was not bad at all, actually. It was all in my head. And, I am the worst person. Like, if I get sick, I'm out, So I was concerned that I was waiting too late to get vaccinated because I was deathly ill with COVID, and I don't want to get COVID again because there's a possibility that I may or may not get it. But with the vaccine, I'm not going to die from it. So there you go.
And you're less
that was my
likely to
2
get
cents.
it.
And I'm less
Just
likely.
like a seatbelt.
It's like a seatbelt. You never know. You could die with it on, or so there you go.
But you just put it on. Just in
You
case.
just put it on. It's like sex. Just put it on to be safe. There you go.
I think it
The
was more
condom.
birth
There you go.
control. there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Good morning, Leah Poasa is checking in today.
Good morning, Leah.
Leah is part of our PBD team. She doesn't like to be in the front.
She took our one of our tobacco meetings.
Yes,
this week.
she's so good. So good morning to our Leah. Brother George is on. Good morning, George. George's son plays for the NFL. So we're going to be cheering on his team. And, we talk about that later. Tuffy is on. Good morning, Tuffy. Wow, everybody's awake. Well, y'all need to go to church. Y'all go to church, pray for us, and then come back later. So, yeah. Adele is talking about she got vaccinated, and when she got vaccinated, she had all the full-blown symptoms. So I think everybody is different, and you should
react different.
Everybody's going to react different, and she got body aches and chills. Me and Mena did get chills the first day, and then it went away. Remember I called. We were talking, and I got under the covers, but I know. Because I know that it's going to protect me from getting the symptoms that I had when I got COVID, severe symptoms. I'm not going to, I know that me and my family are not going to die because we all got vaccinated. Like my Malia got vaccinated because now if you're 12 years old and up, of course you need your parents' consent and blah, blah, blah. But your 12-year-old can get the Pfizer. It's the Pfizer one that is approved to give to 12-year-olds and up, teens or whatever. So as soon as that was available, I took my Malia, got vaccinated actually yesterday.
Awesome.
Yesterday, Mena? Yesterday. Because she is my one Molly child that has not caught COVID. She's never gotten that. The rest of us Mollies, we have gotten COVID, and she has not caught it yet. So, well, she hasn't caught it. But I know now, I feel 100% better that she got vaccinated, so that if she ever, knock on wood, then I know she won't get severe symptoms, so which is awesome. So I highly recommend that you get vaccinated. Again, it's not a cure, but it's going to save your life if you do get COVID. There you go. That's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. And then make sure when you vaccinate your 12-year-old that it's Pfizer, because so far it's only Pfizer that has been approved. There you go. Look at me. I'm so
You're knowledgeable.
I'm knowledgeable. Who knew? Who knew?
And you get vaccinated and knowledgeable and sharing it with the community.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, that was Tuesday, and then oh my God, just crazy. We've been crazy busy. Like this week was crazy busy. We facilitated or were hosts.
We're the MCs for the data launch.
Data launch for California. It was Strength in Numbers, NHPI's Building Tools for Health Equity. It was a Zoom webinar, and it was like there was at one point 200 people in that, and I'm glad that I can't see them, because then I'd be to the left. Next is I'm a crybaby, so. That was good. We had speakers, Dr. Winston Sang, Calvin Chang. They talked about They talked about the
dashboard.
Dashboards. The first California's first dashboard where you can go and get all the information. Pastor Saya opened up, of course, because we're Pacific Islanders. We open everything up and we bless it with a prayer. So that was Pastor Saya.
Tuitahi.
Yes. And who else was on there? A representative from Governor Newsom's office.
Angela?
Vanessa Carr. Vanessa Carr.
She did a great job.
The
community speakers were just amazing. And it was one community speaker after another. That were just knocking the cover off the ball.
Right.
Manufo was in there. Tau Nu'uve'e.
Yes.
We had the representative from Sacramento, but actually is from Epic down south.
Right.
We had another Southern California representative, and I don't remember her name.
We had
off the top.
Ulani
Ho'opai.
Jamina Mana Alofa Afuola, who is with Epic. Who else?
And then it was Tau
and Manufo.
I
think that's it.
That was it.
Yeah, I think that's it. So it was just an amazing event.
I don't know where they put that, because they were going to post that, and it was probably on one of the community pages that was represented that day.
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out, because it's good information, and it's access to the dashboard.
Dashboard where you can click your area and find out the numbers, like how many, for NHPIs, Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders, are numbers. If, 50 people or, it's 300 people, got a positive test, and then how many got tested.
Cases, tests,
everything.
Results, deaths,
everything.
It's all disaggregated, and that's the big thing is we can actually see our own numbers. We're not buried in another group.
Yes. Adele said the vaccine helps builds your immunity so you can fight the fight the COVID. So I just want to get that out. But yeah, Alisi Tulua, who put it together, Calvin Chang, who did an amazing job. Dr. Winston Sang everyone did a great job with the data, information, and just it was a really, really good event. So if you missed out, sorry for you. There you go. So check it out. I think the website is up now. It's the California Dashboard NHPI.
We'll put it up.
We'll post it.
We'll post it on our social media.
Yes. So, it was hosted. It was supposed to be on the Kuturan Chamorro page, and then the Regional Pacific Islander Task Force. So they may post that later. I'm not sure, but it was really, really good. It was amazing. I was honored, and we were honored to be a part of that.
Sister
the launch.
Sister Audrey Allo.
Audrey Allo
had contacted us a couple weeks ago, and we mixed around dates to make sure that we could make it, and that it all worked out, and that it landed on the 19th.
Yeah,
and then it stuck.
It was
kind of
awesome.
bouncing around. It stuck on the 19th. I was nervous going in. There's been a lot of those where we've done, and I've been kind of, I don't know, not like I don't care, you know what I mean, but just relaxed. And I was nervous going in. I don't know why.
You said that. I was kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
I was really chill that day, I think, because I got the shot. No, I was relaxed because we've been in, in other meetings with a lot of the people that were in the meeting. So normally, like Koviki Talk, I'm usually nervous beforehand if it's somebody new that we haven't had on before, or but I think because we've worked with these people and these amazing, crazy, amazing people and the work that they're doing. I wasn't. Oh yeah, I was actually really good. So
Naki was so good. She could do two things at once. She could cry and present at the same time.
Oh my God, I was such a
You were doing
crybaby.
such a good job with that. I was like, how is she crying and still getting through her line?
I know. I'm such a crybaby because I was so proud to be a part of that, the launch, that there is actually a website set up just for Native Hawaiian Pacific Islanders for us to get our data that's disaggregated. Like, I was so proud. I still am proud that.
I wouldn't even have known that was a thing.
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have known because we weren't in those schools of thought or those groups of people that are talking about that.
Right.
So I wouldn't have never known like disaggregated data. It would have been like, I know what disaggregated means, but I don't know why that means anything to us.
Yeah. I
And
couldn't
now
even.
I get it.
It means a lot, right? Like data is the key to, unfortunately, like the PI community is so small that, and it's not small to us because we know we're here. Like, you don't got it. We've been here. We're just trying to fight for you to see us, which is awful.
But when it comes to funding, healthcare funding, in God we trust.
Yes.
Everybody else, y'all bring
data. Right? You said that that is very, very funny, actually. And so I think data is huge. And it's crazy that that's what we need to be seen, right? And we're not asking for you to treat us normal. We're asking we've seen normal. We need you to treat us better than normal, So we don't want normal.
Better.
We want better. So there you go. Good morning, Mom. Mom is checking in from Chula Vista.
Good morning, Auntie.
Yeah. So that's why that is so freaking amazing to me, that we have our own place to go check on our numbers, that these people worked really hard to get disaggregated. I never used to think anything about it. I would just move around the world, but that is so important. Go check it out. It's an amazing, amazing website that they put together. So yay. What else happened this week?
Let's see.
I'm wearing my Levasa sweatshirt. I don't know if you can see it, but if I move my phone.
Our producer is saying we can see it.
Yeah. I wear my Levasa sweatshirt, which I love. I also have.
Are you listening, Joseph?
Are you listening? Joseph, I have my earrings from Joseph. He actually gave me some earrings when he was in here last week. It's very ocean, kinda. I love it. I love Joseph. So I love gifts, but he brought me earrings. Nia, also Dr. Nia, brought me more earrings. The first time she actually mailed me earrings, but she brought me some more earrings from the cancer survivors in Marshallese. They have they started a cancer support group, a nonprofit organization in the Marshall Islands that she is part of. And to fundraise, they make jewelry and they sell it. So she brought me some earrings. So I probably will wear those tomorrow during Koviki Talk.
Is it possible? Is it ever possible?
Yes.
In any conditions?
Yes.
To have too many earrings?
No, never. I love that Dr. Nia gives me earrings all the time. I love that Joseph. Now I have to go get Joseph some earrings because Joseph was traveling this week. Joseph Sayed, if that's who we're talking about. He's with Pikawa. He's funny. We went to lunch last week after they were our guests last week. All three of them are so funny. So, like you expect, I don't know what I expect, but in my mind, doctors are like straight and narrow and, just, I don't know, reserved. And these three are none of that. None of that. Like you see Dr. Samoa, he looks like a freaking model. And then Nia, she's beautiful. And then we find out we're from the same village. We're actually related. We just got to figure out how.
That was a funny moment. We were at lunch, and Joseph had asked me, my family history and like where are you from? What villages are you from? And I was like, Nu'uli on my maternal side, and Tufuiopa on my grandfather's side. And most people, and she's right, most people don't know, like Tufuiopa, they don't know where it is because it's really in town now.
Right.
I mean, it's in town, and the people from there are only ones that know where it's at and the name. And she immediately, as I was having the conversation with Joseph, she's like, Tufuiopa?
Yeah.
I'm from there. My family's from there. And then we end up being related through the Amatuana'i side.
Amatuana'i Peter's side, yeah.
Crazy.
And
Small
world.
That's at a conversation at lunch.
Yeah.
We're at a Thai food place.
Which, by the way, yes, we went to have Thai food after, and it was so good.
So to set the table for that, how we walk in, every table's full. They push 3 tables together to fit us in our group in our corner of the room.
Yes.
And everybody else ends up leaving. We shut down the place, and they're
waiting for
us to leave, and we're just chopping it up, talking story, laughing, giggling, having a good time. And we were by far the last ones in there.
By far the last ones in there. They were really nice. They let us finish our meals, which we ordered. I think we ordered everything on the menu. And
a couple times.
We ate everything on the menu. So it was really good. It was really good to get to know all three of them a lot in a, I don't know, outside of business. We're always in meetings with them, talking business. And so it was good to have some personal quality time. So they're very funny, very, very, I laughed the whole time. I sat next to Joseph on purpose, and next to Dr. Model. And we had really good time. I really enjoyed myself. Nick came down and it was good times. So Joseph gave me these beautiful earrings that I have on. Joseph. And when I see him next, I'll have earrings for him. I got to find some good ones, though.
Can't give away garbage.
Can't give away garbage.
Give away quality.
No
it's
quality.
A gift.
Yes. So that was our lunch. Afterwards, we had Thai food, which I really could go for Thai food again. So
yeah, that's 51 miles away from my house. And when we were eating, I had ordered the orange chili chicken. And Nicole had got, she's a Thai food expert. Like I don't. I mean, I'm usually ordering the chicken and rice or the steak and rice. Like that's whatever the name of the dish is. I know I can get chicken and rice or meat and rice at a Thai food place. But the orange chili chicken just looked good. The description of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get that. And Nick was like, oh, what'd you get? What is that? And she stabbed a piece of it. She goes, we'll be coming back here.
Right.
51 miles.
And
we'll drive back down there to get the food because we'll drive. Nick and I will drive. We went to Monterey one time just to eat at a restaurant. We hung out down there, but it was a day trip down there to eat at a restaurant.
Dang. Yeah. Well, now that I've hung out with you all these years, I just can't go to a chain restaurant anymore. Garbage. The mom and pop
local places.
And that Thai food restaurant was like a local, family owned business. So I'm gonna eat there today. Actually, now that I've had it in my mind, I want to go eat there. So
Maybe
yeah.
we'll go after, and I can be a hero coming home if I come home with that chicken.
Ooh, yeah.
I'll be like, you know,
Yes, let's go.
big timing.
Yeah. So good morning, Yvette. Tayal Manuia,
Love
Yvette
you.
with Samoan Community Development Center / PBD.
They're just moving that iakonga around
I
that
know.
she gave me
Oh.
yesterday. I was fixing my office up, and I thought I'll unroll it, take a look at it, and then roll it back up.
Ooh. Yeah. So I think that my earrings and I have my Levasa sweatshirt. We talked about the dashboard. That was me.
That's you?
That's me. How was your week?
Well, a lot of the same things
Yeah.
that, you know, that we talked about. I've had this thing going on with my foot.
Ooh.
And I don't know, a couple of months ago, I guess, probably a couple of months ago, I had this thing happen where the ball of my foot on my left side of my foot, or my left foot, just started hurting out of the blue. Didn't trip on anything, didn't fall down. It just started hurting, and it went all the way to the point where I couldn't go for a walk. And it lasted about, I don't know, 2-3 days, and then it just went away. And this last time, it's come back. It's back, and it's a little bit worse than last time. My foot's swollen up, so I got to go to the doctor and figure out what the heck that is.
What the heck just?
It's keeping me from my steps. So yeah, there's that. I actually looked into getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
And
You have to wait,
The
huh?
experts. I'm still maybe a month out of radiation therapy. I'm completing 5 weeks of radiation therapy. So the thought is that my body right now is working on killing cancer,
Yes.
and I don't want to interrupt it with vaccine,
vaccine,
right?
right.
Because your body sometimes will do things like it's working on this and it's working real hard on this, and then its attention gets moved to something else. We're talking about that with our car accident, right?
Yeah.
And the attention goes away from that thing
Right.
to the new thing,
Right.
and it might not go back to pick up where it was.
Yeah.
So I want my body focused on killing
cancer.
as soon as probably, I don't know, 4 to 6 months after the completion of my radiation therapy. Then I'm going to get the vaccine before our proposed trip to Palau.
Yes.
So that's
in October.
in October.
Hopefully.
So I'm limping around, waiting to go to the doctor. Yeah. So there's a piece of me that. So how I found out that I had prostate cancer was I had an aching foot, and it's the same foot. It's my left foot, and it ended up that the cancer. I didn't know I had cancer at that point. Was growing in my body, and it was causing my blood to thicken.
Clots, huh?
Right, and I was getting superficial blood clots in my foot. I couldn't figure out, like, it was hard to walk, and it kind of the same as this, but obviously not.
Yeah.
So that's kind of messing with me in the back of my mind. But yeah, that's how we ended up being on the big journey to figure out what the heck was wrong with me.
Yeah.
Because after that came, the heart attack symptoms, the stroke, all those kind of things.
But you figured it out.
But
Thank
we
God.
figured it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think what we were talking about was when we got into the car accident, our ribs were smashed, or we had bruises all over our body.
Seatbelt stripe bruise across our front to where we got snapped into the seatbelt. Both of us had this from shoulder down across.
Yeah, we had a red line all the way across our body, and so that's when found that they tested me because of the seatbelt mark on my body and found the cancer. And then we were talking about, like, a year later, my ankle had hurt from the beginning. Before we even, confirmed that I had cancer, I had to wait and see my primary and run tests and blah, blah, blah. But my body hurted. My whole body, like my ribs, blah, blah, blah. And then a year afterwards, then we started treating the cancer, and we figured out what it was, and I was going through treatment. And then, like, a year and a half later, my ankle was hurting again. And I was like, this has been over a year. And it was Nicole.
You're actually thinking it had to be something new.
I thought it was something
because it's
new.
a year and a half ago.
Right. And so when I was talking to Nicole and my doctor, they said that because my body was concentrating on everybody was focusing on the cancer, that everything else went to, even my mind, I mean, my mind was just focusing on the cancer. As soon as I got a relief that, okay, it's cancer, we're treating it, I'm okay, we got a handle on it. Then the aches and pains started to come back, and I had to go into therapy for my foot because of the accident. And so, I was like, oh, so I was thinking, had just had this discussion this morning that maybe because the cancer is, starting to go away, like, your regular aches and pains are, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you would have got this, I don't know, 7 years ago, but because the whole focus is on the cancer. So maybe that's it. But I'm glad you're going to the doctors.
Yeah. Yeah. And that is true, because my PSA numbers are the lowest they've been in years.
Ooh, ooh.
So headed in the right direction.
Headed in the right direction. So God is good.
All the time.
Mo is on because we're talking about Thai food. He's like, you better bring some Thai food home. Mo's actually doing good. Like I said,
Can he eat Thai food?
He been eating just a little bit, but
losing half a Backstreet Boy.
Yes, he's lost over 55 pounds. We're all trying to get healthy for my daughter, who's getting married in November. So everyone is losing weight. And we had this bet with my mom that she said Mo couldn't lose 50 pounds by November.
Done? Check that off.
Done. She owes me some money. So
you don't want to say how much.
yeah, I don't want to say how much, but she owes me some money. So we're going to have Thai food on Mama this afternoon. So he's losing weight. He feels so much better.
I noticed for a while, before he started losing the weight, his knees, like the extra weight, was really pushing on his knees.
Yes.
And you could see it. He could feel it. So I'm glad that just on that note, that, you know what I mean? Like, it makes life easier.
Right. So I'm happy for him. Mena had posted this video of him doing his little Samoan dance last night. And then my mom had seen it. She's like, you got to get him smaller clothes. His clothes look too big on him. So he wants to wait till he loses all the weight that he wants to lose. And then he'll get some clothes. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so we are going. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm good. A lot of what my week was the same as yours. Like we're doing some of the same things, but personally, on the other piece of it, my damn foot. I gotta get my foot fixed.
Yes, and that's gonna happen because you're going to the doctors like you're supposed to.
We're gonna go to break now.
We're gonna go break.
What's the music?
The music is the next song that we're gonna play is "I Destroyed Your Love" by Aziel, and you're listening to the Faika Broadcast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, old school remix, y'all. I'm gonna take y'all back, way back, y'all. I destroy your love for me. I destroy your love for me. I destroy your love for me. Made you mine. I treated you so harshly. Yeah. Oh yeah. Just if we fell in your every single. I asked you to forgive me. Hey, if I thought you might forgive me, darling. If I thought you might forgive me, girl. Oh, I destroyed your love for me. Made you a victim of my insecurity. And when you had to go, just couldn't understand. I thought you found yourself guess you don't love me, baby, no more, no more. And it's so soon, I guess you don't need me, baby, no more, no more. I guess you don't want me, baby, no more, no more. I guess you don't love me, baby, no more, no more. Now you love me no more, no, baby. Chastising, criticizing, talking about the pains of love. Now you love me no more, no, baby. I want you back, oh. Now you love me no more, no. I destroy your love. I destroy your love. I destroy your love. I destroy your love.
And we're back. You're listening to the Faika Broadcast. That was I Destroyed Your Love by Aziel.
Essence of Mana. We're going to talk about our sister program that happens every Tuesday. Let's see. Essence of Mana is offering free classes via Zoom. They're reaching out to our PI community. It doesn't matter where you live because it's virtual. You just got to be willing to commit to the course, which is 12 weeks. For more information or to register, you can hit up Lulu Massina at 415-243-6328 or get her in the inbox, lmassina@healthright360.org. They also have Talanoa Tuesday on Essence of Mana's Facebook page at 7 p.m. Let's see, the guests they had this week were Anna Mahina from Tonga's Rise Up, San Francisco True, and our sister Gainer Siatanga with Ainga One. And it sounds like they had a good talk.
They
That's
did.
a great show. It's
That
turned
is
into
a
a really
really
good show.
great show. If you missed it, go check it out. It's still on their page, running the interview with Anna and Gainer. Every Tuesday, they have they run a really good show on Tuesday, and it's growing so fast. Tuesday, 7 p.m., that's where you'll find them.
Right.
They're consistent, and they have guests every week that are pretty amazing. So Essence of Mana, Talanoa Tuesday, check them out. Sister Nani and Lulu, our Lulu girl.
What's interesting about that is that we had learned that a long time ago in a different lifetime. We were at FCC Free Radio, and I remember John Miller, the owner and manager, was saying, if you want to build a good show, you got to get good guests,
Right.
And you got to be regular,
Right.
You got to know, your listeners need to know when and where to find you,
Right.
And I don't know how long it was before we missed a show. It was a long time,
It was a long
and
time.
over 4 years, almost 4 years, we haven't missed a lot of shows.
No.
We're here Sunday.
Yeah.
10 to- Yeah.
The Christmas week, holiday week, we're here.
We almost got locked in that station
I know.
Christmas Day.
Yes. Yeah.
But, it's amazing how that concept that John had taught us
right.
is it's so true.
Yes.
Be consistent, have a show every week, have good guests.
Yeah.
The rest of it will come.
Right.
You'll get better at it. The
Yeah.
guests will, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how it has worked for us. And we've seen that happen to
Time and time again.
Essence of Mana, is that they were a year in and they might have missed a show due to technical difficulties or
Right.
something, but they locked it in that Tuesday
Yeah.
slot, and you count on it. Now, I know Tuesday nights, if we get
7
done with
p.m.?
our other meeting on
Right.
time, we tune in because it's going to be there. And if they're
Yeah.
not there, they're going to be there to tell you, hey, we can't get on Facebook.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to find it,
Right.
but you're going to find them in that spot.
Yeah.
So shout out to John Miller. I see on his Facebook, he's out in D.C. trying to get funding
Nice.
to keep FCC Free Radio going. So we wish him the best of luck. And then
Awesome.
we see that happening with our sister program, Essence of Mono, over
Yes.
there doing it every Tuesday. You
Every
know they're going to be
Tuesday.
there
Yeah.
and have great guests.
Yes, so congratulations to them. They just recently celebrated their 1-year anniversary of Talanoa Tuesday. So yay!
Great job. Happy
Yes,
birthday.
Happy birthday. Koviki Talk, episode 27, NHPI COVID-19 assessment is happening tomorrow at 5 p.m. on our page and the Pacific Islander COVID-19 response Facebook page. Tomorrow, our guests are Melissa Leilon, Dr. Reno Samoa, and the one and only Manumalo Ala Lima.
So here we go.
Freaking amazing Pacific Islanders
That's
doing the damn thing.
That's 27 weeks. That's over half a year.
Right.
Every Monday,
At
5
5
p.m.
p.m.
Great guests.
Yes.
The show grows.
Yeah, the show has really been growing really well. It's the guests that we have on sharing important information geared towards Pacific Islanders.
It's
just
FUBU.
for us.
It's FUBU,
For
but
us,
it's Pacific
by
Islanders.
us. A show for us, by us. I love that this Koviki Talk is on every Monday at 5 p.m. with amazing people. Melissa Leilon, who's Marshallese, who is, in Arkansas.
Out there saving lives in northern Arkansas.
Yes. She's doing an amazing job. Her and her crew there are doing an amazing job because, of course, the Marshallese community in Arkansas, their numbers were sky high, at the peak of COVID-19. So they are out there helping and getting our people, our community tested, getting them vaccinated. So making sure that we stay alive. So big shout out to Melissa, Dr. Reno Samoa. Also, him and Dr. Nia have been pushing and voluntolding, if that's not even a word, but voluntolding people to do shit and just.
Well, actually, think about that. Koviki Talk is episode 27.
Yeah.
About 30 shows ago, we
Yes.
were voluntold
Yeah.
to create a show about COVID-19.
Yes.
So,
And, yeah.
I mean, it's Koviki Talk episode 27.
But there's
2 or 3 episodes before
Right.
that, we had been
the show.
voluntold
The show didn't have a name yet.
by Dr.
Yeah.
Samoa that this is what's needed. This is what the
Yes.
community needs. What can you do?
Yeah.
And we figured out with him, like, we could do this if you can get us the guests.
Yeah.
And we started doing this.
Yes.
So the voluntold thing it's really a joke among the PI
Yes,
community, like
yeah.
voluntold, we all get that.
Yeah.
Like it's volunteer, voluntold.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everybody responded.
Everybody
Like
responded.
the community
Yeah.
responded to all the voluntolding.
Yes.
And created incredible things that are going to last well beyond COVID.
Right.
Well beyond COVID-19.
Way beyond me, way
Right.
beyond. Like, we're hoping to build this information, this foundation that will help our grandchildren learn how we're going to save ourselves. And the only people that are going to save our community is our community.
Right.
Ugh.
So it's so important to understand that you and I were talking about this
Right.
earlier. Like we end up in settings
Yes.
where sometimes people talk to us and they don't know how to talk to us.
Right.
Right. And it may not even be out of, I don't know, maliciousness or ill intent. That's why I say Naki's like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason it is, we're putting up with certain things. Right.
Yeah.
And it's so that we can build something
Right.
that, and I don't like, toot my own horn as in like, oh, it's a pioneer thing.
Right.
But these are things that we can lay down and lay tracks
Right.
and build a trail
Right.
for the next generation,
Right.
for people that
Yes.
won't have to go through these kind of things because we'll have a vehicle in place
Right.
to take we won't need to have an intermediary. Like
Yeah.
we'll have the things ourselves. And we won't
Selves.
need to ask other organizations
Right.
for things.
Right. I think it's important that we have our own shit.
Right.
They're the shit for Pacific, just for Pacific Islanders. So we're trying to, and we're going to pass this on. Like, you and I can't do this forever as much as I would love to, but help somebody or who wants to take over, Koviki Talk and carry it on, because it's just not about COVID. Diabetes is attached to COVID, high blood pressure, like everything
obesity.
is so crazy
Right.
that how much everything is attached to COVID-19. Because of COVID-19, people lost jobs. So, they're struggling to pay their bills. The unemployment rate is sky high. Like it's crazy. But for us to be talking about how it affects our own community, that's important for us.
Right.
It's important for us. So yeah, and we were this past Monday we had Fahina on our Fahina. Otolose Fahina Tavake Pasi Fahina. She's crazy amazing. She's the executive director of the National Tongan American Society. She's been there since 2003, and she talks about the work that they're doing in Utah and how her community's coming together to vaccinate, to get the community tested. All the amazing work that Fahina is doing there is just crazy amazing. We talked to her on Monday, and the work that she's doing there is like freaking badass. Like Fahina's a badass.
Yes.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about how when you think about the Pacific, a lot of times Polynesia is looking at New Zealand as being really the cutting edge
Yes.
of I don't know, technology and science and all those kind of things. It's our forward-looking
Yes.
Pacific Islander,
Yeah.
our Pacifica nation.
Right.
And then how in the United States, it's kind of Salt Lake because the percentage of Pacific Islanders is
It's so
such a high part of their
yeah.
population. There may be more Pacific Islanders that live in LA,
Right.
But LA has, 7 million people in it.
Right.
Salt Lake City, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a huge percentage of the population
Right.
there. And the things that they're doing, that Fahina is leading for not just the Tongans,
Yeah.
but for the Pacific Islanders
Pacific
out
Islanders, yeah.
there, is really groundbreaking. Like it's in terms of being in the United States,
Yeah.
it's one of the programs I would think that we look at as how do we do the things
Right.
that they're doing.
And we always talk about as soon as COVID hit, our community came together to get those numbers disaggregated, to get us, the help that we need, to get our own, testing sites. Like it is pretty badass, and it wasn't just the Samoans, it wasn't just the Tongans, it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like we all came together in one group to figure out how we're going to save our own community, because CDC, nobody was going to help us. They didn't even know we existed.
Well, I think that, and you think about like the CDC, right? The CDC is huge.
Yes.
Can they see us? I think that they need help seeing us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's our responsibility to figure out
Right.
how to make ourselves
Yes.
seen.
Yes.
Because we're such a small piece of it. The CDC, the bigger piece of it is like we need to get funding to somebody.
Yeah.
And they don't, they truly are like these populations that make up 0.6% of the United States.
Right.
We need help. Like, raise your hand, let us
Right.
find you. And people like, Jacob Vitise Manu,
Yes.
Manu Fo,
yeah.
you know what I mean? All these community leaders, and there's some in every metropolitan area.
Yes.
There is a community leader, a Pacific
Right.
Islander community. There's many of them that are out
Yes.
there making sure that we do stay sane at the local level.
Right.
And I think that the things that the organizations and the people that we're working with right now are trying to make it on a national level.
National level.
Like, how do we get seen on a national
level. That's so important. And like Manu Fo Liainga Nawai is a big community leader in the Bay Area. And you think, oh, she's the only one fighting for the whole. No, in Oregon
Right.
we have
Right.
Manu Malo, Alai Lima, Washington, we have Joseph, Saya, Arkansas, Melissa, Hawaii, Josie. I mean, there's a Manu Fo in every community. They're there.
There's multiple.
Yes.
I mean, there are more,
Oh my
like in the
God.
Bay Area, you've got Tao and Natalie and Patsy and Manu Fo, and those are just the ones that we know personally.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? There
yeah.
are other ones out there, and that's the first step. Is
Yeah.
get tied in, get seats at the table where
Yes.
policies and decisions are being made.
Yes.
That's the first step
Yeah.
at the local level.
Yeah.
And now, we're starting to see that, senators are running for Andrea Tupola was running for a state level.
Right.
She's running for governor.
She was
And
running
then
for
she
the
was
governor of
in
Hawaii.
the state level legislature in
Yes.
Hawaii. And then
Tulsi
Tulsi
Gabbard was running for president,
right?
you know?
So
Yes.
we're starting to end up on that national stage, and now it just feels like it's time to, like,
Right.
we've been knocking on the door and kicking on the door, and
And here we come.
it's time to knock it through.
Look out.
and
Here
get
we
there.
come. That's right. So I think that it's we are the fastest growing what is
Minority.
it? Minority, ethnic minority in the country. So, by the time our kids, well, they are grown, but
that's
and
why-
they're slowly seeing people in high positions that look like them, or that people of color. Where me growing up, I didn't see a lot of people of color in politics, in education, in, you know what I mean? Now, our kids are blessed to see people that look like them, that
Right.
are professors, that are politicians,
scientists.
doctors, lawyers, So it's an amazing time to be alive, to see this transitioning, pushing our people forward, right? So I think in 10 years, Malia, my baby, it's going to be the norm for her to see people that look like her in every I don't know, everything.
Right.
Politics,
Think
education.
about just in the last, since 2008,
Right.
right? A black president,
Yes.
a female vice president,
Right.
of color,
Yes.
a woman of color being the vice president.
Yes.
I mean, these are beginning to become
The
more.
norm.
They're not
Yes.
Pacific Islanders,
Yes.
but it's the start, right? It's the start
right.
to get to that. So it's an amazing time we live in.
Yes.
Good to
and-
be where we're at, and I think that Diane and I talked about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Is we're going to leave some tracks or some trails,
Yes.
for the next generation to follow.
Big tracks. We just to keep. I'm like you said, we've been in the Rock for President. Malo is on, and Malo is the badass person we were talking about earlier in Oregon, in the actual state of Oregon. He is kicking ass, and Malo is the person that you go to get shit done. And Malo is actually helping our community get our own shit. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be seen, which we are slowly getting it there, because we're the team that
Because of all the
yeah.
community leaders,
All the community
leaders
leaders.
that are out there that are doing it, and that's one of the things that we're working with people right now. We're trying to explain to people that, like,
Right.
if you want to reach our people,
Yes.
it's not on NBC.
Yes.
It's through your community-based organization, because that's how we're built. That's how our communities
That's
are built.
how it's in our, I don't know. It's just, we're not into the, via show people. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain that, other than, you're right, community-based organizations and church is how we get our information, right?
Right.
And that's how we learn. That's how we grow. So anyway, it's always, we have to help ourselves. And that's basically it, as sad as that is. But it's an amazing time right now to be
It
alive.
is.
It's an amazing time to be alive, to see NHPI people getting out there. You're going to see our faces everywhere. Not ours, but
Right.
the
Our
brown
people's
faces,
faces.
our people's faces everywhere. So,
we're honored to have Manu Malo on our show
yes.
and watching.
Yes. So tomorrow, 5:00 on our page, on the Pacific Islander COVID-19 response team's Facebook page. And, of course, it'll be playing all week. So if you're not able to see it live, you can watch it all week or whenever you want. That's the amazing thing about the internet.
It's always there. It's a good thing. It's a bad thing.
It's a good
when
thing,
you do something
right.
dumb, it's
Right.
always there. If you do something great, it's always there.
There,
But
yeah.
either way, it's always there.
Yeah. So,
Will also always be there is our girl, Janae Harding.
yes.
Fought Friday.
Yes. Oh, was it? Yes. Friday.
Yes,
Friday.
she fought
I love
Friday
her,
on
though.
the Bellator. She was ranked 6th. She fought the number 7 ranked featherweight and came up short. But man, I don't know if you saw the fight.
I seen the clip of when she tapped out.
So the first round was she was fighting a grappler. She was
Yeah.
fighting somebody who wanted to
Oh,
tackle her, right?
on the ground,
They spent
yeah.
a lot of time on the fence. She fought off takedowns. She got taken down. She got back up.
Yeah.
She reversed it. She did. So the first round was pretty even. The second round, Janae was whooping her ass. I
Ugh.
mean, I was like, she got it all together. She's like piecing together the elbows. She fought off takedowns. She had the whole thing together. She had put the girl on her back, beating her up from on top, and then an up kick is when somebody's laying on their back, kind of on the guard, and the person standing over them trying to get all the way on top of them. So as she was entering in, it was just, this rarely happens in MMA, but she caught an up kick from the girl on the bottom, just a desperation up kick, and like stunned her, and she fell into the triangle, and that was it. But
Yeah.
she was beating that girl's butt in that second round, like almost to the point where like this is definitely a 10-8 round or a stoppage. Like
Yeah.
it was just that bad of a beating, and then she got caught by an up kick.
Just takes one,
Right.
one move. And,
But
yeah.
to take that away, the takeaways they're big because she was stronger.
Right.
She fought off. She hasn't been good in fighting off takedowns. She hasn't been great at it. She was really good at it on Friday. She got taken down a couple of times. She got back up.
Awesome.
She fought off takedowns. She was doing good work on against the cage. And then in the second round, she just opened up, was doing, fantastic.
Yeah.
And then just one, I guess it was a mistake because she got caught, but she's got a lot that she can take away from that. I don't think that, that derails her at this point. I think it kind
Yeah.
of slows her down, but she'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then we had another Pacific Islander. We had a Samoan, Justin Tafa. He lost a unanimous decision last night in the UFC.
Dang.
But I want to jump back to the Bellator card. There is a Hawaiian girl from Maui, Sumiko Unaba. Sumiko Inaba. That girl is like, I don't usually call people out at first and second fights as probably going to be a champion at some
Yeah.
point. This girl has it. Like, she's mean. I mean, just like she looks like she's had a few street fights in her. She's like, she fights angry.
Yeah.
A complete huge gas tank. Like, she was going the entire time.
Dang.
She just wore the girl out, and that girl pretty much just quit at the end. And
Wow.
finally, they stopped the fight. I mean, there was point. I mean, she
They
was beating
stopped
the
the
girl
fight?
up so bad that I was like, she's not in danger of getting knocked out, but that girl just doesn't want to fight anymore.
Right.
Sumiko Inaba, remember that name
Sumiko
from
Inaba.
fighting out of Maui. That is one tough.
Oh, I see the video.
Little
Holy crap.
powerhouse, and she fights mean. Like, she's a fighter. Some people are like, they're boxers, they turn MMA, or they're wrestlers and now they're MMA. You watch Sumiko fight, she's a fighter.
Yeah. She
So-
looks like a tiny little thing too.
Yeah, she's in the flyweight division.
Mm-hmm.
But I would not be surprised to see her run through the Bellator
Ouch.
ranks and end up in the UFC, because that is one quick, mean,
Oh my
little
God.
local girl.
She's like fighting, like street fighting.
Yeah, I mean, she's got technique and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but she is just an endless gas tank. Like, she would get taken down and she'd just fight her way back up, and in the end, the other girl was tough. I mean,
Yeah.
she was tough as nails, but Sumiko is something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna start looking for her fights. So that was but I love Janae just because
She should be
She's-
okay.
yeah.
I mean, she wasn't fighting. She was 6th, and the other girl was 7th. So they're both some of the best fighters
Yeah.
in Bellator. She, literally, she was beating her up. She didn't get caught with that up kick.
Yeah.
She probably wins that fight, but yeah, she'll be okay. She'll
Yeah.
be fine.
She's awesome though. She's been a guest here
Mm-hmm.
a couple of times, so I appreciate that she takes the time for us, and
I was watching an interview with her. She's of royal lineage on her father's side.
okay, go ahead.
So didn't know that. She's learning her Maori culture.
Nice, very good.
Getting more involved with her, her mom and her mom's family. But yeah, it's like I said, I don't think it's a horrible thing. Obviously, she'd rather win than lose.
Yes.
But she
did really
She
good, though.
definitely put some things together in her camp, tools that I haven't seen from her before.
Awesome. Well, good job.
she'll be back.
Yeah, she'll be back.
I don't know when is West Coast Elite. Speaking of MMA,
July 24th.
July 21st. His brother JT Tenador is West Coast Elite MMA amateur competition. I don't know where it'll be this time. It was in Santa Clara last time, wasn't
I
it?
think it's back
Same
in
place?
Santa Clara. Let me
So
pull up that flyer. Let me pull up that flyer.
Tenadora from Rhythmic Catalysts
Yes.
has put a lot of people on the map.
July
had close
24th,
connection with
yeah.
Janae when she came, helped promote her. Cass Bell is a member of Rhythmic Catalyst.
We were talking about this week, how West Coast Elite had Cass Bell. Like, we've watched him from amateur level until he fought, at Bellator, got a Bellator contract. I mean, it's amazing.
He's a top 10 ranked lightweight.
Yeah, and JT gives these fighters
Featherweight.
a place
He
to
gives them a platform,
showcase,
right.
to showcase their talent, and a lot of them move on to fight professionally. So it's awesome. West Coast Elite 5 is happening July 24th, and it's happening at the India Community Center in Milpitas.
That's different. That's a different place.
That's a different place. And one of the fighters that is fighting that day is Tupo Atta. Mark Tupo Atta is going to
and I'm
fight
sure
that day.
There's probably some other Pacific Islanders on the card. And here's the thing. I've been to amateur contests that have been like no mic, a terrible ring, medical personnel maybe are there, but it's like the cousin that's a nurse that happens to be, JT Tenadora puts on what you would expect out of a professional event, not an amateur event.
Right.
So get the thought of amateur, you can just take that out of your head. There is a huge cage, great lighting. There's entrance area for the fighters to come through. There's a fight banner for West Coast Elite. That's the real deal. It's
very, I've never been to the other ones, so my expectation is very high because of JT, and I never stand in line because of JT, so I'm spoiled.
Naki's favorite part of the show is skipping a line and going in the side door.
Yes, I'm spoiled now because of JT, where we don't ever have to stand in line. We literally sit outside the cage when we went to the last Bellator, or not the last, but one of the Bellator fights that happened in San Jose. We sat on the side of the cage. It was just freaking amazing.
Naki was about 10 feet behind Big John McCarthy and Mauro Ronaldo, the commentators, and maybe another 5 feet away from the cage.
Yeah, I was 5 feet away from the cage, so I'm spoiled. JT has spoiled me. And so, if I actually go to a different fight and I have to send...
the commoner seats.
I'm spoiled. And that's because of brother JT takes really good care of us when we go. So.
If you like MMA, find that event January 24th in Milpitas.
Right.
It's like going to a AAA. If you like baseball and you go to a AAA event, it's still extremely high quality baseball, but you get to sit on top of the field.
Yeah.
It's like you're not at a professional stadium where you can't even see the field. Like, you're right on top of the field in AAA baseball. It's the same way with West Coast Elite. It's like being octagon side. Like, the worst seat in the house is like 40 feet away from the cage.
Right.
Like,
and
you're right there.
One year, before the Bellator, the day before the Bellator fight, is the weigh-ins, and then the press. What is that? The press
conference.
Press conference where you get to go see everybody's weighing. I got to go. JT hooked me up where I got to go, and I sat with the press, and it was really badass, and it's really made me.
You were part of the press.
Oh yeah. I was part of the press. I forget. But it was
you got to interview Alima Leigh McFarland. She was the champion at the time.
She was badass. I got to talk to a bunch of people that I just met for the first time. Arlene Blenko was there. Angry Fists. She's badass. So you've got to watch her. Also, what's his name's dad was there.
Tyson Pedro.
Tyson Pedro. I met his dad, who was very sweet, and so it was a really, really great It was a good time, and I really enjoyed myself. So West Coast Elite is happening in Milpitas, July 24th. Anywhere you sit, you have a good view.
And
Let
they're
me
great
just say
fights.
that. Yeah,
They're
and
great
they're great
fights.
fights. And
Really
it's put
good
on by
fighters.
Rhythmic Catalyst. So go follow them on Instagram and Facebook and get your tickets from JT. So there you go.
Awesome.
Awesome.
What else we got? We have
Samoa has a new prime
a
minister.
new prime minister,
The first female prime minister for independent Samoa was sworn in this week, I believe Monday. And so it's a huge, big deal because she won against Tuila Epa Lupe Soliai Sailele Malia Le Ngaoi.
That's why you said it and I
That's a
didn't say it.
mouthful,
You've been there
but-
22 years, since 1998.
Yes.
So that's a big change in leadership.
Yes.
And usually you have, sometimes you have leadership changes where they've been there 8 years and it's
Yeah.
not that much of a directional change. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like this, I think, is going to be
Huge.
a big directional change. What
Yes.
she's talking about is taking the country a different direction.
Yes. Which I think, change is good, right? Change is good. Sometimes change is good. I think it'll be good for the community there to see a woman prime minister. They too are moving forward and growing. So I think it's a big it's made national news because Samoa has actually voted in a woman, a female, after 22 years or how many years that the last prime minister has been there. And so I believe that she's going to do good things for Samoa,
I
things
think
that are past due.
The good thing about, at this point, if you're being voted into
Right.
a national level position
Mm-hmm.
and you're a woman, you have to have your act together.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, because
Yes.
you're not only, people aren't going to vote for you just because you're a woman.
Right.
You may get interest because of that, but
Yeah.
you get more highly criticized and more, I think there's higher concentration to detail of the programs and things that you
Right.
want to bring because you're a woman,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
to have people in these positions, I think it's good to celebrate because they're a woman, but it's also good to know that they didn't get there by just being a woman.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like you have those, the naysayers that be, oh, the only reason that you're a NFL line judge,
Yeah.
like when the first female line judge got there, it's like, oh, it's just
And that's
because
awesome,
you're a
too.
female. That's the only reason that you
No.
did that. It's like,
She busted her ass to get there.
right. And there's always going to be the, people that have been the first.
Right.
Like, it wasn't easy for Jackie Robinson.
Right.
Like, he didn't
Right.
just get to be a baseball player because he's black.
Right.
Like, he
He
made it
worked.
to Major League Baseball
Yes.
because he was damn good, and he was so good that a team owner decided, you know what, I'm going to go against
Yeah.
the flow, the tide, because he's that good, and I'm going to put him in there. So when you have
Yeah.
women that are in these positions, I hope people understand that it's not just because they're a woman.
Right.
I mean, it's
right.
that you look at the things that Jackie Robinson went through. That he didn't just get put in there because he's black.
Yeah.
He was that
She's-
good.
Yeah. She's been a leader for, that's her high chief title, Fiame. So she knows how to run shit. So, and she just didn't get there she's been fighting and working her way up to get where she's at. So congratulations.
I don't know the details. You know what I mean? I haven't really read through the policies. She seems to be more of a nationalist interest. Like she's really concentrated on the future
Yes.
of Samoa.
Yeah.
And looking into, what are the involvements with other countries, China in particular. So I think that, there is that's a different approach. Maybe with common interest. Maybe the previous, governor was trying to get to the same place, but her route is different.
Yeah.
Her
and
route is different.
it just so happens her dad was the first prime minister, and he died when she was 18, and then that's where she got her high chief title early on. So, she's been a leader since forever and a day. So, and she's in the political realm. So, you had to get so many, like
Right.
here, you got to be the mayor, then you got to be the councilman, then the mayor, then the, on and on and on to get up there. So congratulations to Samoa, who is going to, I believe she's going to do crazy, amazing stuff to make Samoa better. Not that the previous one didn't, but she's got different ideas than he
And that's
did.
what the country wants,
They
right?
want- yeah.
Because they voted on it.
Exactly.
And that was the outcome. And then she faced things. I don't know if there's ever been a challenge about a national election result, but it went to their Supreme Court.
Right.
And before she was put in, there was an objection raised by the previous governor
Right.
about the legitimacy of the election. And she had to win in Supreme Court in
Yeah.
order. So not only she had to win the election, then she had to win in Supreme Court. So she's already got, like when you think about Jackie Robinson,
Yeah.
he had tougher road to get to where he could get on the field. She's already had a tougher road to go to get into office.
Yeah. They were like, proclamation blocks a woman from leading Samoa. That's what she fought. That sounded kind of Trumpish to me.
Well-
you lost, and so then now you've got to
Right.
do a recount or make these crazy proclamations. So that was just a little
Twinge of that.
Yeah, you could have went out a little gracefully.
But I will say this: I don't think either of us know enough of the
Yeah.
details of the election in Samoa or the politics. We know
Right.
we know from the 30,000-foot level what happened, and
Yeah.
that she became the first prime minister. Congratulations to her.
Yes, congratulations.
And hopefully that is in the best interest of Samoa and things move in the direction of that's best for Samoa.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Crazy amazing. It's a good week, right? It was a good week. Every week is good, but this was really
One more good week.
one more good week in the books.
And got a good week coming next with we got Koviki Talk tomorrow.
Yes.
And another amazing lineup of people there. So it looks like it's going to be another good
And we're
week.
going to start like every week is a good week. So it's the start of another good week. It's just how you look at it. That's how you think, oh shit, tomorrow's Monday. No, yay, tomorrow's
Right.
Monday.
We look at who we get to meet at the end of the day.
Yes,
We get
yes.
to talk to.
Yeah, so it's going to be a crazy, amazing week. I think we've covered everything and we ready to go. Catch this show again on Wednesday. We'll be on 10 a.m. after the Q morning show on Dash Radio, Island City. You have to download the radio Dash Radio app, search Island City. Check us out 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
And you know what? And if Naki curses on this show, the AI, the artificial intelligence for the Dash Radio app, one of the first ones of its kind in the United States, picks up the curse words and bleeps them out automatically.
really?
Yep.
No.
You getting censored, girl.
Do they bleep me on Wednesday? Wow. Wow, Q. I thought I could well, it's good, because, I don't know, censorship.
That's a good thing.
That's a good
It's
thing.
a good thing.
Bleep me out. Tino Elisara, who was a guest here, he says it's so funny. He just cracks up when he hears me cursing because he listens to the show during the week when he's driving or whatever. And he's like, I could just see Carl cringing when you curse. All right. And I've been really good, though.
You have been good.
You have to admit that my mouth has been really good lately.
One thing I wouldn't recommend anybody does, but if you do and you go check our archive and find our shows earlier, one thing you'll notice is we suck. It's terrible. Those are horrible shows.
those were
Don't go listen to them.
horrible shows.
Two, Naki curses way more than she does now.
I know. Well, let me just say this in my defense, that my whole life I've worked with truckers or, delivery people, and the truckers, like I'm in the warehouse with them. Like I worked for Airborne Express, which is no longer around, which is now called DHL. And then I worked for Yellow, Roadway Trucking Company, Yellow Roadway Freight. And I'm in the warehouse with these like 99% of the people in that warehouse are men. And unfortunately, I'm not saying all men, but the men that I worked with was like, F this and get that shit and pick up that, and it was just our everyday language. Like that's how we spoke. And I spoke this way for 20 years. And then I changed careers and now I'm in an office setting where I can't curse at all. So I went from one
Fika's
extreme.
your outlet.
Yes. I went from one extreme to the other. So I'm getting better.
A work in progress.
I am a work in progress every day.
The F's per minute
Every
are
week.
much higher on our earlier shows than they are now.
Yes. Mel is checking in from Las Vegas, who had a birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Mel.
So happy birthday, Mel, who is an amazing community leader in the state of Nevada. How about that? So happy birthday. Happy birthday, all the birthdays that happened this week. Thank you for tuning in this week. You will catch us possibly Tuesday, like we're crazy busy on Tuesdays. So I may or may not have a guest. But Tuesdays, you'll catch us Wednesday. You'll catch us again on Sunday. So we're everywhere. We're everywhere. We go and work your nerves with us being everywhere.
We're going to do it often. Right now, we're going to get some Thai food.
We're going to go get some Thai food and we're going to do Snacky with Nacky. I promise I have the money. I've not run off to New Zealand with this money. We've been so crazy busy. And so we're going to get rid of this. We're going to tip somebody close to $700. Close to $700. So, yes, Mel's like, that explains everything. I know. I was just a puppy when I went to go work at the trucking company. So there you go. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to Armena, who produces and does an amazing job with Faika. Carl, I will see you at the Thai restaurant. How about that?
I think next week we'll be back with a new computer so Mena doesn't have to plug it in and plug
we're
it
about
and plug
to
it in.
punt kick this down the hallway. So thank you again. Thank you so much. Catch us next week. Love you.
Love you.
Stay strong and know that everything will be alright. Sit back and cool, do what you do. Start to rearrange your mind. I'm tired of facing these temptations, wondering will I ever make it. Sit back and cool, do what you do. Yeah, look. What would you do if you know when your time's up? Cause I probably go crazy, screaming life sucks. A crazy life, I probably couldn't even grind much. Gotta be patient with your cause, give it some time. Look, I'm on a different height, trying to live a different life. The game left, so I'm out here trying to get it right. All these clouds, man, clearing up my eyesight. Fresh air, sunny days, so I know it's alright. And the mood right. On a school night, living on the cool hype. Grown man business, ain't worried about what them fools like. I'm on another chapter, a life filled with laughter. The green money, my family, and yeah, that's what I'm after. I'm chasing dollars, chasing dreams. I've done this out of love, putting hate out easily. I do this for my fam, was never in it for the streets. Tell them haters to relax, cause ain't no need for the beef. No matter what's wrong, you gotta stay strong and know that everything will be alright. Sit back and cool, do what you do. Start to rearrange your mind. I'm tired of facing these temptations, wondering will I ever make